it would behoove the Golden State Warriors to get this series done with on Friday. You do not want to go back to Houston for a Game 7 where any damn thing can happen.
Yeah, I mean, for a veteran team, I was extremely disappointed with how they came out. I think they fell behind like 46-24, and it was one of those like, come on, guys, like you just gonna give this one away. I mean, you generally don't benefit by giving games away. Like you just don't, like it doesn't help you. And maybe, Kerr saw something. I didn't see a whole bunch of Draymond in Game 5, and Steph didn't score till the second quarter, I want to say. And it just was one of those games that Houston played with that desperation and that dog. Mm-hmm. But I just think if you're the Warriors, you got it. Like you're right, Vinnie. You do not want to go back to Toyota Center for Game 7. You do not want to have that environment. And you got them where you want them. Like Houston's going to have to go into a tough environment as a young team and try to grind out a road win under the most dire of circumstances, like with their butts on the line. Can they do that? And I just think Houston's a team, I think, I don't want to call them fraudulent, but,
they're a year ahead of schedule.
As a number 2 seed, they're fraudulent. As a number 5 or 6, they're legit.
Gary, I tried to give you a lifeline. You didn't want the lifeline. You just wanted to take it. Go ahead and say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
They're a fraudulent 2nd seed. I mean, Oklahoma City's looking at them and going, that's the 2nd best team in the West? Oh, okay.
Defense carries you a long way in today's NBA, Gary.
OKC's got to be more scared of Minnesota and Denver and even Golden State. I don't think they have any fear of Houston.
Probably
Houston, they don't have a closer. Jalen Green was on the bench the last minutes of Game 4, and Fred VanVleet was the one trying to carry him. But they can sneak out a win in San Francisco and bring it on home, and then that becomes anything goes. And at this point, for the Warriors to blow a 3-1 lead in the first round and lose that series, they're right back in the category as the Lakers of, okay, what do we do now? Do we just go ride with Steph and Jimmy and Draymond and bring back the crew, the over the hill crew again, and just try it for a full season and hope it works? And then what do you do with Jonathan Kuminga? Like who knows what? Do y'all try to get a tad bit younger? So it would be in the best interest of the Warriors to win Game 6 and then look forward to that series with Minnesota and host. Get ready for Game 1. Would they host that? No, they'd be on the road.
Minnesota.
Minnesota would have home court advantage. So to me, it's a huge game for the Warriors, just as much as it is for the Rockets, because I think the Warriors, we all know, this is the last remnants of the dynasty, right? And not even the dynasty. The dynasty kind of ended when, KD tore his Achilles and Clay tore his ACL. Then they got that one in 22. But the Steph, Draymond, this is the final days. And if there's going to be a lot of questions if they blow a 3-1 lead, and a lot of questions about the future if they can't overcome this and win this series.
Look, it just behooves them to finish this series off because you don't want to have one day's rest. If there's a Game 7, I believe it's going to be Sunday, and you go from a Game 7 on the road to a Game 1 on the road Tuesday. Yeah. Like you'd barely have 24 hours to be able to get the Houston Rockets out of your system before you're going into the scout for the Minnesota Timberwolves, a much different team, a much more, I won't say physical team, because I feel like Houston's mighty physical, but they're just bigger. They're just girthier, so to speak, with Ant-Man and Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert being who he is. Like, I'm not sure. I put it like this, Gary. I'm fascinated by whichever winner comes out of this series of Golden State.
Who do you think will win?
I think Golden State closes them out in Game 6, but I would not be surprised if Golden State laid an egg.
Yeah.
Golden State is good for laying an egg at the crib. They are good for that. Like, we've seen that over the years. And I don't say that as a shot to them, because when you've been at this high stage for so many years, you're bound to throw games here and there that just don't go your way, because you have the sweat equity of knowing that you can steal a game on the back end and you can beat an inexperienced team or whatever. But at some point, time comes for everybody. And if you're an older team, you just have to get over it and get your rest. Game 1, if it's Minnesota Golden State, that's Tuesday. So that gives you a couple of days rest to get back home for a day, to rest up, and then get to Minnesota and start figuring out how you're going to attack Anthony Edwards and all those guys. For the Houston Rockets, I want to give them a lot of credit just because they play so damn hard. Gary, when are they going to realize that Amen Thompson is the guy that they need to be building this thing around?
Well, he was my defensive player of the year, and I like him a lot. They don't have, how do I put this? Like, I love Fred VanVleet, and he's your highest paid player, and he's can be money, but he's your number 2 guy. Jalen Green is the dude that's got to literally look in the mirror and go, "This is." Are we
being too hard on him?
No, he ain't no rookie. No, this is his time. Ain't he as old as Ant-Man?
But this is Jalen. Yeah, but he ain't Ant-Man. Like, we know that he's not that guy. And this is his first time in the playoffs, and he's going against Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, Draymond Green. This can all be above your head. It's okay to say it's above your head right now. You need to go back and get a little bit more experience. I feel like he is an easy target. I'm with you, Gary, on he's not showing up, that the inconsistency is glaring. 38 and then 8 and then 7. You know what I mean? Like, that sort of thing. But I feel like a lot of the criticism and critique of Jalen Green has been a little heavy-handed. Gary, just a little bit.
He's 23. He's in his 4th season. Okay. And that's when that 3rd or 4th season is when people start having expectations.
When the lights should come on. When the lights should come on. You're right.
Start having them expectations, right? You know, when is it going to happen? His 5th season, his 6th season, like, this is his 4th year. And yeah, like, it's a little, like, Houston did everything a year early. Like, everybody thought Houston was, they almost made the playoffs last year. They were close. They made a run at the Warriors for that final play-in spot and fell short. This year, they vaulted to the number 2 seed. So, but it's not like he don't have help. I mean, it's not like he don't have Alfred Sengun.
Yeah.
It's not like he doesn't have other guys, Van Vliet, Brooks. It's not like he got to put the team on his back. But he's got to average 25 in this series. He's
averaging 14.
Yes, he's an amazing athlete. Offensively, he can give more. Defensively, I think he's a solid defender when he wants to. But he's got to step up. I mean, he's got to be like, this is my team.